Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to this episode of ETS2 Showcases, and today I'm going to be driving the brand new MAN TGX GX trim today. This massive cab, top of the line trim with the Lion S packages as well. This thing is an absolute beauty and it looks really good inside and out. So let's go over some of the features right now. So the brand new MAN TGX has a bunch of new options and configurations, but also cabin levels as well. And it is technically a separate truck in the MAN dealer. You will notice that, and you will see the GN, GM, and GX trim levels. And so the GX is obviously the top of the line, the GM is your slightly different roof, and your GN is your lower roof in there. So for today's video, I'm using the GX configuration. Big shock, top of the line. That's how I normally like to do it, especially for the first looks. Chassis wise, we've got a few different options from 4x2 all the way up to the 8x4 midlift. Over on the engine side, we have 9 different configurations, and it goes up to 640 horsepower. In big shock, I'm using the 640 horsepower engine today. And in the transmission department, there are 8 different options. I'm using the 12-speed today. And in the interior, we have 3 different trim levels. This is actually the standard gray. There is the standard beige, and then the individual Lion S, which is the one I'm using. It's kind of the top of the line, kind of almost more sporty trim. Looks really nice overall. And of course, you've got your UK variants as well, just in case you're a right-hand drive preferred. Now on the paint scheme side, there are plenty of options for you to choose from. Everything from your standard colors and different metallic ones. I'm using the golden topaz today. Looks really quite nice, especially in the sun. And down at the bottom, there are actually some other paint schemes that have come in with the brand new TGX. And now the exterior accessories, where everyone will go full ham basically on this truck and make it their own. Plenty of options, multiple different trim options as well. So for example, if you go to the front bumper, you've got everything from your duty all the way up to the top of the line Lion S spec. And so for today's video, I ended up going through and making this basically the top of the line as much as I could. That's how I like to do it, as many of you will know if you've been around here for a while. And one of the things I did was put the cameras on the mirrors. Yes, the brand new TGX offers the cameras for the mirrors, and it is a very nice addition if you ask me. Just being able to have these nice clean cameras, and it also goes for the little front camera here as well, or mirror I should say. You can get the camera that looks out front. You got plenty of different accessories and different visors and so on and so forth. You've got your different cabin aero as well all the way around the truck. You can make so many things. Plastic, paint, chrome, you name it, you can probably change it on this truck. And going to the interior, highly detailed, as you can tell. The type of work that we've come to know from SVS software, and honestly, it looks truly incredible. So modern, and when we get into the actual video, you will be able to see the beautiful dashes come to life. And I should quickly mention this, just in case I forget, this is completely free for anyone who owns Euro Truck Simulator 2. You should have already received an update to the game, and that is the MAN TGX update. So for today's delivery, we are here in Stuttgart, Germany, and we're going to head down to Munich. Not a long delivery whatsoever, but we're just going to show off this truck, talk about a few things. We're driving with this ownable trailer here that we have, a little reefer trailer, and I believe it's peanut butter actually that we're hauling. Refrigerated peanut butter. I guess that's technically legit. Whatever, we're just going to go with it. And so why don't we go ahead and get on the road here, and we're going to go in the interior and look at this dash. This is an absolutely stunning interior, may I say. And you can go through the different panels. They have multiple different pages with a ton of different information for you to choose from. So good, if you ask me. I'm going to just leave it on the stock one there. You've got your nice sat nav on the side. Beautiful thing, nice and clear as well. Everything is just done so well. And so let's go ahead and get into gear here. We're running the automatic transmission today because I guess that's technically what this truck has, and I also didn't change it. I do apologize. That's a little bit on me. Is that a little bit of raindrop I see on the on my windshield here? I was not expecting rain, I will say that. Listen to those indicators as well. Beautiful thing. Just a nice, clean, modern truck indeed. We haven't actually had any rain for quite some time, so we're going to go ahead and put the wipers just on. I believe it's automatic wipers in this truck because it is so new. I left all the autonomous features on. There will be emergency braking, but it is only for vehicles only. That is an option now. Actually, something I didn't actually realize, to be completely honest with you. I didn't even notice that being added whenever 1.47 officially launched, but that is nice to see. So just for vehicles, and of course the dynamic cruise is also available. Don't know when the automatic wipers will decide to kick in though. Oh, there we go. They have decided to kick in now, which is a good thing. So let's go ahead and do that. It'll just kind of go. It's automatic wipers are a little bit weird for me in a way. I'm just so used to doing them manually. And again, Euro truck gotta remember not to you know, well, go past the light so I can actually see what I'm doing here. And no turning right on reds. That is something you guys have roasted me for before, and yeah, I don't want to do that again. And maybe we just say blind spot monitoring on that right mirror. Very, very cool indeed, may I say. That is, oh, we're not going to go out in front of that car. Or maybe we will. Maybe we will go in front of the Volvo because, oh, come on, dude. You're going to let me go and then nearly crash into me? Come on, lad. Ah, gee whiz. Good old AI never fails indeed. So we're back in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Would you believe that? It has been way too long since I've been here in ETS2. And I don't honestly know why I didn't do it earlier. That is completely on me. Messed that one up just with timing and different things. Now, in all fairness, ATS has definitely had a lot happening. And there has been a lot more going on kind of frequently in updates, shall we say, than here on the Euro Truck Simulator side. So I guess in some ways it is expected just because of, I don't know why I turned, turn the camera there. I'm just so used to having to turn to look at the mirror, but I forget it's right on the mainframe pillar, so I don't have to do that. But there's been a lot more updates on the ATS side. So ETS2, I guess in the priority sense, has gone down the ladder, unfortunately, and I don't like to say that, but it is the honest truth. I have a certain schedule that I have to go by, and there are certain priority items and certain mods and stuff like that that have been a lot more prevalent on the American Truck Simulator side, and that's just something I just have to go with. It's kind of unfortunate in many ways, but again, it's just the way it is, and we're going to go with it. And but we're back here in ETS2. That is all that matters. There's been plenty of news around ETS2, though. Shouldn't kind of undermine that, no doubt. But when it comes to actually proper releases, other than 1.47 as of late, there really hasn't been a ton on this side. But let's talk about a little bit of stuff. Besides the brand new MAN TGX, this is actually probably one of the biggest pieces of news and ultimately releases that ETS2 has had in, I'd like to say, over a year now. Ever since the Iberia DLC released, really has been kind of, unfortunately, a quiet time, other than news updates and stuff on, well, at one point, the Heart of Russia DLC, and then, oh, come on, turn, scraping the brand new truck. Come on, Prime. It wouldn't be a Prime Simulation episode again without it. Oh, come on. I can't believe I actually scraped up this brand new truck. Well, at least there is no actual scrape damage on this thing, but whatever, we won't go there. No simulation damage, unfortunately. SES software, please. Maybe, possibly. But no, unfortunately, I can't believe I just did that. But no, other than the Heart of Russia DLC, and then obviously the West Balkans DLC, now that we're getting a lot more news on, and may actually come before Heart of Russia, unfortunately, for all that it's worth. It's the way it is. And ETS2 has had a bit of a hiccup with the various world events, and I mean, say what you want about it, at least ETS2 is now kind of a little bit more stirred, let's say, with the new TGX release. Now, I will mention that for those who watched the Prime News, I called it MAN, and I'm going to call it probably MAN or MAN multiple times. I don't know if there's technically a wrong way to say it, and this guy's just living in our blind spot there, right? Or kind of partial blind spot, just living in the mirror there. Gotta love it. But no, I call it MAN or MAN. I try to go MAN because I know that's what I've heard a lot, but at the same time, I also know that MAN is a way that a lot of people say it. Don't know if there actually is what is the preferred way. Maybe it's just nationality, because I am North American, so maybe we would say MAN trucks, while a lot of you people over in Europe and other areas around the world, you may say MAN. I don't know if there's a right or wrong. Probably isn't, but if anything, probably MAN truck is, I would say, maybe the more incorrect way of doing it. But if you happen to know, please let me know. I want to make sure I pronounce stuff correctly. So in this video, I'm doing everything I can in my, well, every little bit of brain power I do have at the moment. I am trying to do everything I can to call it MAN in this video, where I've gone MAN in the Prime News, and I'm sure between the two, someone will like to correct me, because this is online social media, and everyone has an opinion, which is a great thing, so please let me know. I do appreciate it a lot. But no, it's great to be doing stuff back here in ETS2. Like I was kind of mentioning a bit there, we have some news on the West Balkans, and also the reworks. The reworks of the existing ETS2 map is well on its way, and of course Germany rework phase 2, which is coming in the 1.48 update, may I add, at least according to the latest blog post. It's going to be one of the latest blog posts on the Germany rework project, I should say. It is fantastic to have those different blog posts going around there. Germany, I mean, we're driving in it right now. This is a rework section. Looks really, really good. Very unfortunately rainy and overcast today. I am actually surprised about that. Haven't had rain in a video in ages. Now, saying that, I do normally turn it off. So you can't really see a whole lot right now, but hey, I mean, you got to have some weather at some point, and I think it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a balance there. And this truck seems to be going quite slow, so we're going to see if we can get over there, and there's no one, luckily, in our blind spot, so we can go ahead over, and oh, the nice big flash of lightning, and a little bit of a hiccup maybe. I don't know if you guys will notice that in the recording or not. But yeah, no, it's kind of nice to be doing something different. Obviously, this video is very different. It's first look at the truck, which, I mean, you can't really see it that great. But I think you're getting the impression, especially from the interior, that this is just a lovely truck to drive. I can confirm that, I mean, at least according to my force feedback and settings I have, drives very nicely, nice and responsive, and as much as a simulated truck can be, it is a lovely piece of kit. Now let's just test the horn here a little bit. Sounds good to me. I don't know if actually that's the same one from the other TGX versions that are in ETS2. It's been a long time since I've driven the other MAN trucks, and to be honest, I can't even remember. As I was talking about a little bit earlier, it has been a while since I've driven it here in ETS2, so it doesn't really surprise me that my memory is lapsing on what some stuff may sound like. And I've also been using engine mods within the last few ETS2 showcases, or at least a couple of them. So I guess that kind of throws a bit of a wrench into play there. Now I am thinking about just now, because I, of course, was just kind of stirring my memory with the whole engine mod thing. Don't know if the reverse beeper is actually activated for this video or not. Did it actually just throw on emergency braking temporarily there because I was passing a truck? Okay, maybe emergency braking will be turned off for future episodes. Not quite sure. I'd rather maybe have the absolute chaotic accident than constantly having my hazards be thrown on just because I'm, you know, not paying attention or something. I don't know. For content, people. It's for content. Dynamic cruise is perfectly fine with me, but I don't know. Emergency braking in real life, for example, my vehicle actually has emergency braking and dynamic cruise and stuff like that. I have never had an issue with dynamic cruise being thrown on. Now, maybe that's a manufacturer thing. Some of them may be better than others. Not quite sure. I've never had an issue with it just doing it randomly. I mean, it will beep at me, like, for example, in a city setting. If there's just a car, you know, cutting in front of me and stuff like that. I went way past the light, and now I can't even know. I was going to turn right on red, if you couldn't notice. Oh, it's green now. That's good. If you couldn't tell, I was going to go right on red, and I had just a quick little memory there that I can't be doing that. Also, don't need to swing out as much by the looks of it in ETS2. I think this is actually the turning axle on this reefer as well. So it has a fantastic turning radius indeed. And it handles really nicely. But I mean, the truck wheelbase itself isn't that long. I mean, this is the 6x4. So it is the one just before the 8x6 chassis, I guess it is. So I mean, it is definitely one of the larger ones, but it's nothing compared to an American truck in terms of wheelbase. So it has that upper edge on a turning circle and stuff like that. I think we're moving a little quick. It's probably 15 kilometers in town. It sure is. Let's go ahead and make a left here. Again, I don't need to be turning like that. Oh, good old Prime. Creature of habit. Creature of habit indeed. Now let's get hard on the brakes. Come on, Prime. Get used to her, bud. Oh, well, we'll just look over here. That's perfectly fine. I guess that's realistic as well. Now let's see how I can reverse into this area when I get up to the delivery point here. This is going to be a very interesting test. And we're going to put this new TGX to the test and see if it can get the prime stamp of approval on reversing. Basically, can it make reversing easy for Prime? That is going to be the story. So we're going to whip around here, test the turning circle. Let's see what she can do. Fantastic. On a dime. But yes, I do have the steerable axles on the trailer. Well, that helps a bit. That's probably why I've been doing so well around some of these corners. Besides the fact that, you know, I scraped up against a guardrail. And yes, as I suspected, no reverser beeper. Let me fix that in just one moment. Ah, there it is. No, it's just a standard one anyways. But let's just go ahead and reverse this. Maybe I can actually do it from my mirrors. Would that be an impressive feat or what? Maybe not. I'm already kind of going off track. All right, out the window it is. We're just going to get our head a little wet here. Out the window. It is teeming it down with rain right now. Probably one of the most rainy days in ETS2 I've probably had in a long time. But with that said, let's go ahead and get the truck shut off. There we go. Basically just dies when you turn off the... there's no shutdown animation by the looks of it. It just shuts off. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. Besides the weather in-game, it's been a fantastic delivery. Love this new MAN. I'll be doing the different versions as well. Plenty of different configurations. I will be getting back into ETS2 a lot more now. Don't you worry about that. That is something that will be changing. And I'm going to be doing a lot of different mods and, of course, different truck combinations and really explore ETS2 a lot more. Get back into it. Get back into the habit of doing multiple new simulation games. And we're going to really expand the content here very quite soon. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.